broadcasting from the TV production studio at Kent Island High School on Wednesday, February 19th. This is your Buc Report. Let's get started.
First up, let's talk about today's events and meetings.
This week, the first person to identify the following quote will receive a prize. You can see or email Miss Riggs the answer.
Today's quote is, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that."
If you are interested in joining the boys tennis team, then meet at the campus tennis courts today and Friday at 3 p.m. for preseason conditioning drills. These workouts are for returning players or anybody considering trying out. Wear court shoes if you have them and bring water and a towel.
For questions, please see or email Mr. Harding.
In honor of Black History Month, we at the KHS Library have a display about some of the influential people and moments in Black history. The display contains historical books of information and numerous fictional books featuring African American characters and coming-of-age stories. The display also features QR codes allowing you to access various interviews on the Civil Rights Movement. Stop by the Media Center anytime to visit the display and check out the items.
Book Club will be meeting in the Media Center tomorrow from 2:30 to 3:30. All are welcome to attend.
Come by the library this Friday for the first part of our Lunch Talk series for Black History Month. Our featured guest will be Miss Dominica Baker, former Queen Anne's County Public Schools graduate and program director for the Reginald F. Lewis Museum.
Have you got the winter blues? You know what would help? A trip to Hawaii this summer with Mr. Hazy. If you are interested in spending a week in Hawaii this summer, please email Mr. Hazy about an informational meeting about a trip to the Aloha State. You'll not only get to practice surfing and soak up the Hawaiian sun, but you'll also get to experience an authentic Hawaiian luau, visit the black sand beaches, get up close and personal with volcanoes, and explore jungles. If interested, please email Mr. Hazy.
All applications for the Rho Kappa National Social Studies Honor Society are due to Mr. Robbins by this Friday, February 21st at 3 p.m.
Hi, my name is Maggie Ratcliffe, and I will be reading Ballad of Birmingham by Dudley Randall. Mother dear, may I go downtown instead of out to play and march the streets of Birmingham in a freedom march today? No, baby, no, you may not go, for the dogs are fierce and wild, and clubs and horses, guns and jails aren't good for a little child. But mother, I won't be alone. Other children will go with me and march the streets of Birmingham to make our country free. No, baby, no, you may not go, for I fear those guns will fire. But you may go to the church instead and sing in the children's choir. She has combed and brushed her night dark hair and bathed rose petals sweet, and drawn white gloves on her small brown hands and white shoes on her feet. The mother smiled to know her child was in the sacred place, but that smile was the last smile to come upon her face. For when she heard the explosion, her eyes grew wet and wild. She raced through streets of Birmingham, calling for her child. She clawed through bits of glass and brick, then lifted out a shoe. Oh, here's the shoe my baby wore, but baby, where are you?
Hello and welcome to Kent Island High School Heritage Month.
Maya Angelou, poet and activist, lived a life just as remarkable as the poetry and prose she crafted in her 86 years on this earth. Documentation of Angelou's life resonated with her audience and earned her a myriad of accolades, including 3 Grammy Awards, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and a host of honorary degrees. But Angelou went through a lot before she achieved these great things. At 8 years old, she was raped by her mother's boyfriend, and after being convicted, Angelou's abuser was found beaten to death. This once excited and talkative girl from Stamps, Arkansas, silenced herself for nearly 5 years, believing that her voice had killed the man because she identified him to her family. Instead, she memorized poetry during her silence, rearranging cadences and reciting Shakespearean sonnets in her head. With the help of a teacher, Angelou was able to speak again. She used literature to recover from trauma. She found work as San Francisco's first African-American female cable car conductor, and later worked in the sex trade and as a calypso singer to support her growing family. Angelou spoke honestly of her experiences, unashamed to walk in the truths of her past. Later, she joined the Harlem Writers Guild, and with help from her friend and fellow author James Baldwin, she went on to write I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings in 1969, the first in what would become a 7-volume, best-selling autobiographical series. Nearly a decade later, Angelo struck poetic gold with And Still I Rise, a collection that remains one of her most important works. Angelo was also a fearless and determined civil rights activist, serving as the Northern Coordinator for Martin Luther King Jr.'s Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and worked with Malcolm X to establish Organization of Afro-American Unity. Life tried hard to break Angelo, but in the face of it all, she still rose. Maya A. Jones.
That's all the time we have today. Have a great day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Have a great day, bud.